My name is Johnny, and this is my story. It's funny how people reveal themselves when money's on the table. I always thought my parents loved us equally, that they saw my brother and me as different but balanced. He was the golden boy, sure, but I was the dependable one, the one who showed up, the one who picked them up from the hospital when Dad slipped and tore his shoulder, the one who helped pay for the new roof when a storm shredded their shingles, the one who never missed a birthday or a bill. My brother? He popped in on holidays, brought store-bought pies, and left early, but he made them laugh. He was charming, magnetic, everything I wasn't. Still, I thought it was okay. We each had our roles. Then they passed. Dad went first, after a quiet battle with cancer. We all saw it coming. Mom passed less than a year later, her heart too tired to keep up. I thought the grief would come first, but what arrived instead was betrayal. The will was read in a small office downtown. I still remember the attorney's words, flat and indifferent, like he was reading a shopping list. To our son Michael, we leave the house, the car, all financial assets and remaining savings. To our daughter Emily, I leaned in, we leave our love and the hope she continues to be a supportive sister. That was it. Not even a piece of furniture, not a photo album, not a thank you for the years of quiet, loyal help. I sat there frozen, lips parted, heart pounding in my ears. Michael didn't say a word. He just nodded like he'd been expecting it. Outside the office, I confronted him. "You knew?" I asked. He shrugged. "They told me a few months ago. Said it was simpler this way." Simpler. I drove home in silence, the kind that gets into your bones. For weeks, I tried to rationalize it. Maybe they thought I didn't need the help. Maybe they assumed I'd understand. But every theory ended the same. They chose him again. And so, I made a choice of my own. I stopped helping. No more quiet deposits into their account to cover shortfalls. No more taking care of the gardener's bill, the property taxes, the surprise repairs. For years, I filled in the financial gaps without credit, without even being asked, because I thought it was the right thing to do. Not anymore. A month passed. Then came the text. It was from Mom's number. I stared at it for a second, heart skipping, then remembered it had been transferred to Michael's name. Mom. "The mortgage is due. Please send what you usually send." I stared at the screen. 3 seconds, 5. Then I replied, "Me. I think you should ask the heir." No response. The next morning, Michael called. "You're really going to do this now?" he said, voice tight. "I didn't write the will," I said calmly. "Yeah, but come on. You know Mom and Dad weren't thinking clearly. They were stressed." I laughed. "They were clear enough to divide everything." He went silent. "They left me out, Michael. Completely. And now you're asking for help to pay for what they left you?" "You helped before," he muttered. "Yes, when I thought we were all in this together. But now, I'm just the supportive sister. That's what they wanted. So I'm playing my role." He hung up. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. 3 weeks later, I got another text. "Mom, I don't know if you're still angry, but the utilities are late. Water may be shut off." I didn't reply. 2 days later, Mom, the bank called. "They're starting pre-foreclosure procedures if we don't catch up by the end of the month." I replied this time. Me. "Try the heir." I knew what was happening. Michael couldn't handle the costs. The taxes, maintenance, and overdue expenses, all things I used to quietly cover, were piling up. He'd inherited the house, yes, but not the discipline to manage it. A month later, I drove by. The lawn was uncut. Trash cans were overflowing. A notice was taped to the front door. I didn't feel joy. I felt justice. Weeks passed. Then one day, an unfamiliar number called. A woman's voice. She identified herself as Michael's realtor. "He's looking to sell the house quickly," she said. "He mentioned you may be interested." I smiled. "I am," I said. "Very interested." I bought it. Not at full price. Not even close. The market was tough. The property was falling apart, and he was desperate. I bought the house I grew up in for 1/3 of what it was worth. The same house my parents had taken from me and gifted to their favorite. At closing, Michael refused to make eye contact. He signed the papers, stood, and left without a word. I walked through the house slowly. Each room held memories. The kitchen where Mom used to make cinnamon toast on Saturday mornings. The living room where Dad read the paper and fell asleep during baseball games. My old bedroom, stripped bare but still smelling faintly of lavender from a bottle I'd left behind. I didn't cry. I just stood in the doorway and whispered, "I'm home." Then I rented it out. I never moved in. I didn't need to. But every month, a check arrived from tenants who paid their bills on time. Every quarter, I saw tax credits roll in from the property upkeep. And every time someone asked what happened to my childhood home, I smiled and said, "I bought it, from my brother." Somewhere in a small apartment on the other side of town, I knew he was struggling, downsized, behind on bills. The charm had worn thin. He hasn't called since, and I haven't reached out, because I wasn't angry, not anymore, just done.